channel and to yet another video. In case this is your first time being here, my name is Jocelyn and welcome so much to this channel. So from today's title, we are going to be talking about my experience working with Amazon. Now I know probably some of you are like, "Ai, ulifanyanga kazi Amazon?" Niko like, yes, I actually worked in Amazon. So I had just gone to do my master's, and then I was also looking for like a part-time job. So basically, this is the story. The first time I was actually applying and trying out looking for jobs, because basically my master's program had time for you to work. It had that leeway for someone to actually work. We had like 20 hours of work according to the UK student visa which we were given. So at that time I was like literally desperately looking for a job, because I had, just wanted to, just start financial independence. So my program actually had part scholarship and then the rest was self-funding, and I needed something also to just have my daily upkeep on something like that. So basically we were looking for jobs. I remember most of us were actually looking for jobs during that time. Like literally everybody was looking for a job, and you also have to keep pace with whatever is going on. So I remember the first time I actually applied for these jobs, the first time I was actually applying with my normal CV. Big mistake, very big mistake. Do not even apply with your normal CV, because my normal CV has a lot. Like it literally has a lot. It will tell you how I did my law degree, I did mediation, I did it has a lot. So it's literally important for you to make another CV. Like you can have your normal career CV, and then when you're over there, you literally need to have another CV of the specific job which you are applying to. So now in my case, since I was now applying for Amazon, there was a recruitment which was being done. Like so many people were being looked for so that they can go and work for Amazon. And I remember this time it was like during November, December. So at that time it was so particular. They were targeting people so that they could work all over through Christmas and up to New Year. And because so many people were literally buying gifts for people, doing a lot of online shopping, and also because it's also winter, it was like deep in winter. So that time Amazon literally needed so many people to go and work at the fulfillment center. So me being one of those people, I literally saw that application, and I remember Joel had helped me like make my application, and then I actually applied to Amazon. Then I got an email from Amazon and I was like, oh, okay, fine, you've been accepted. I was like, okay, wow, interesting. So now they call us for an interview. So we go for the interview. Was it really an interview? It was okay, yes, it was actually like an interview, like a small interview and an induction, which we were doing I think all of it on the same day. So it was like one day which you just go, you're done for your training and induction, and then after that they also do a drug test and things like that. So on that day, they don't even inform you. So best believe I didn't even do my too much of research when I was applying for this job. At that time I was just thinking like, okay, I need like some extra source of income, so what can I do? And I was like, okay, fine, sibagui over here. I'm not going to be choosy, and I'm going to go for whatever is available. So now we go for the induction. I remember the person who inducted us was very funny. It was good. The one induction was nice. They gave us some training on safety, like how your daily life is going to be like. So we also taken to the warehouse, were shown like you can either be picking, sorting, storing, and the staging, all that. And I actually did learn quite a lot. And then one thing which were also given was like PPE, like the safety gear. Were given like this reflector jackets. Were also given some safety boots, very heavy. My goodness, those shoes, I kid you not, I felt like as if I was walking with stone on my feet. And you had to have them because of safety procedures and measures. So I was like, okay, fine, we're going to do this. Okay, then after that, when we were done with the induction, and actually you paid for that day for induction, for your time you paid. So I think it took maybe less than 3 hours. I can't really quite remember the exact time it took, but that was what it was. And then after that, now you're given now the days when you're supposed to start working. So at that time, and I remember when I got the job, it was like almost end of November. It was like almost, yeah, it was like actually mid-November, around over then, or maybe the second week of November, if I'm not wrong. That's when I actually got the job. And I was like, okay, fine, we are going to do this. But then in my mind, I knew very well exams were coming up. Now I'll get to that. So the first day when I went over there to Amazon, you know, we worked. So the daily routine went like this. So basically, I think I used to wake up at around maybe 3:50 or 4 a.m. in the morning every day that I used to go to work. Well, I was not working each and every day of the week because I had classes which I still needed to go for. And then so like the days when I felt like it was a bit flexible, or on my free days, then is when I would make myself available for them. But then the thing was, you could not necessarily choose every day that you're available, because Amazon was the one which could basically tell you like on this day, on this day, and this day you should be coming in. So you just get like a message and then they tell you, so you're in tomorrow. And sometimes it used to be even so last minute, like they would tell you like, let's even maybe at even 7 p.m. or even like 3 p.m. the day before which you're supposed to go to work. And I was just like, this is just too short notice for me, because I'm someone who likes to plan myself and plan how I like to do my things. So again, so the first day we went in, I was in the picking area. So basically on the conveyor belt, when now packages are already coming. So where we used to work, the packages were already packaged and they were ready in boxes. So now for us, it was now to sort them out. So in the morning, I even forgot to even tell you. Let me start again. So basically, I used to wake up at around 3:50, 4 a.m. in the morning. Sorry if you guys can hear like some noise of construction. That is just the neighbors constructing, so please forgive me for that. So basically, we used to wake up at around 4. I used to wake up at around 4 a.m. By 4:30, the taxi is already in. It has come for me. So a taxi used to come for you. It was paid by Amazon. So you wake up, you're picked by the cab, it takes you to the warehouse. And this was in Dundee. So we used to go over there. We clock in at, I think, exactly 5 a.m. You guys should have already been working. So you enter, you register your name, then you go. If you have carried maybe something, I think there used to be free tea and coffee, and then, or some soup. There used to be like, was it some noodle soup or some soup? There used to be like some free soup, if I quite remember well. Then after that, you clock in and you start working. So one thing, the standing hours were, I don't think I stood that much in my entire life. And you know, during the induction, they tell you, you know, it's just easy, you know, you just do 1 2 3 4, you just carry. If it's too heavy, maybe, you know, you ask your colleague maybe to help you out or something like that. Let me tell you, the reality is different. The reality is quite different, because at that time, first of all, the first week, I think you were working with someone, so you're working like in 2 2 2 2 2 2. Except like you know, maybe when you're sorting and doing the picking of the packages that are already over there. So you take the package and then you're going to sort them and put them in the bags which are on some rails over there. So everything is coordinated like this, you know, CD 20. So there's all that. So you need to find out which line exactly you're sorting all those packages in, and then you put them inside those boxes, bags. I'll call them bags, not necessarily boxes, but they are bags. So these particular bags, once you finish doing the sorting, then we literally had like a break, sometimes maybe a 10-minute break, 15-minute break. It depends with how the day is. And that time in the warehouse, it's so cold, you can't even wear a sweater. First of all, it is so cold, but then with all the standing, the moving and everything else, then you know, you'd now just generate heat for yourself. But then it was freaking cold, and then your legs, I'm telling you, you're walking with stone on your legs. Then after that, fast forward, so after you come out from your break, then you now do something called staging. So staging, basically you're going to go and remove those bags which you had kept packages inside, then put them on like a trolley, and then, you know, go and stage them in front of like the warehouse so that the drivers can come and collect them so that they can now start delivering. Let me tell you, if there's one thing which I learned in working from Amazon, was that as much as, you know, you just go on the app and then, you know, you choose something that you want to buy, then you're like, okay, fine, yes, so where's my delivery? Even if it's Amazon Prime delivery, you're just like, okay, so where's my delivery? Like, mbona muna delay? Let me tell you, hey, things there were moving fast like this. So if at all you're thinking that you know, it's just, you know, maybe some butterflies that go and get your package and then, you know, it's just delivered, my friend, it's human beings, and that work is not easy. Okay, it is not easy. So I remember one time we were doing the staging, and, you know, usually we had like, you know, some safety procedures in the morning. They tell you, you know, 1 2 3 4, you know, just doing some normal safety rules. And I remember on that day the packages were so many, and mark you, you're being timed, because like during the first 1 week you'll work with someone, you know, so that, you know, you're just trained or something like that. Then everything is being timed. So from the time you start doing your staging, you literally timed the entire time so that they can see how productive are you. Let me tell you, me honestly, there was no way you would work alone. First of all, the gadgets used to be very limited, so not everybody was going to work alone. You're probably going to work two, and which actually, when you work even two, it's even faster. You do more work when you're two because you have another extra hand. But when you're alone, carrying and removing all those bags from those rails or the cages, removing them, putting them, like, and it could be like maybe so full because you have like a whole list of the bags which you're supposed to put in a particular cage, and then you go and now stage them. Let me tell you, that thing was not easy. And I remember even one time we had even finished all the packages and even the staging early enough, and I think we had like almost 45 minutes to home time. You know, let me tell you, basically, you know, you would have just finished and just gone home ideally, but no way. We're told, can you start cleaning the entire warehouse and, you know, dusting and everything? I was like, hey. Let me tell you, I was just like, Sasa, easy nini, what is this? Are we literally even supposed to be doing this according to our job description? No. But we still did it, just because you will work for each and every single minute, hour, second for you to be paid by Amazon. And that is exactly what we did. So another time, I remember, now this was now fast forward to like now my last week, almost like my last week in Amazon, because I worked there for like a period of like 3 weeks. My main purpose of actually going to the UK was actually to study. It wasn't to work. So I knew very well that my priority was to study and not to work. So I remember on the last week before examinations started, I went and asked like one of the supervisors. I was like, I need to ask you for like leave because my exams are starting on this day and they're ending on this day, and I'd like to request for some time off so that I can go and do my examination and then I'll be back. This guy has the guts to tell me, no, you can't take leave because we need you here and your other colleagues have already taken leave, so you have to be over here. I'm like, brother, what do you mean? What do you mean? As in, are you mad? Are you joking? I was like, no way, I'm not going to do this. So I told him, give me your manager's number, I will contact him. Then he was like, okay, fine, here's the number. So I went to my phone, I texted him, I told him, hi, my name is this and this, I am a student at this and this, I'm requesting to be away from work during this time to this time, basically because I have my examinations coming, and once I finish, then I'll be ready to come up to work. Okay, so this guy of course doesn't even respond. I was like, you know what, my priority being here is studying. It wasn't to work, remember. And mark you, if you default on your times and your examination, then even home office is even going to flag you and be like, hey Buddha, si ulikuja hapa kufanya kusoma, why are you neglecting your courses and things like that. So basically that was it. So me, I went, I did my examination, and then immediately I was just done like this with exams. This guy literally text me and tell me, "At you needed tomorrow." I was like, Buddha, you guys didn't even respond to my message. Anyway, the other day, now I come in. So again, I wake up so early in the morning. I have woken up at around, these are my times, at 4 a.m. 4:30, I've been taken. 5, we're already clocking in. This guy literally tells me, like, when I'm 30 minutes into working already, I'm already in working, 30 minutes into already working. So they come and tell me, hi, we are full today, so I think you can just go home because we are full today. So I was like, guys, and I had already even given them notice that from the 24th, I think it was from the 24th, I will not be in because I'm traveling back home for Christmas to be with family. So at that, it was like a few days to that, and I had told them I'll work during this period before I travel. So they come and tell me, so you have to go because we are full. I'm like, I'm already here, so can I just work and then probably you know, I'm already in. I already woke up so early in the morning to be here on time. I've already started working. It's 30 minutes into time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you can't. I'm like, did you guys just waste my time all this time? You should have told me this previously instead of overbooking people, because that's what they usually do, instead of overbooking people. And literally I would spend that time sleeping after just finishing very heavy examinations. Anyway, I remember usually by the time I finish work, like we used to work until I think around midday. So from 5 a.m. you're working all the way until midday. And some of those days after working, I used to take the bus and then go to school, because sometimes it's either I had group discussions in school or I had actually classes to go for. And I remember on Wednesdays there was always this class for research methodology, so I used to actually finish and go and attend that class because it was something which was very necessary for you to actually do your dissertation. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I kid you not, I used to read school, and especially if I had like group discussions, I read school, go to the library. Sometimes you don't even have time to even like go back home and even like freshen up, and then you go to school. No. So I used to carry like 2 pairs of shoes, those heavy stone shoes, like the safety boots. I don't call them stone shoes, but they're like safety boots. But guys, they were so heavy. By the time I'm done, because I'm walking the entire morning and standing for all that time, because you can only sit down for like maybe, was it 15 minutes maximum, for like, that is like from 5 a.m. in the morning all the way to midday, or even sometimes 12:30. It was crazy. It was so crazy that I used to reach the library and remove my shoes, and I used to tell myself, I honestly don't even care what people are going to say. Me nikatembea mgutupu, because I was like, my feet are on fire. And I was just like, you know what, this thing, it's actually not worth it. So best believe when I finished and then traveled to home, then came back, these guys were still looking for us to come and work. I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I am literally 100% not going to go back to work to Amazon, because first of all, they literally do not appreciate that sometimes you need time off to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And that culture was just, you know, it's just like robots. Like, I feel like the humanity was not necessarily there. And then also sometimes the way some of the locals would speak to you was just so freaking rude, because you could as well probably even ask someone how to do a particular thing. They'd be, first of all, very arrogant, or sometimes some of the supervisors, the ones who would be on duty, some are good, some are really, really rude, and they literally just don't care. If you even have like an emergency or anything like that, it was literally none of their concern. So humanity there, zero. So another thing, when it came to breaks, if you want to have a break, or let's say not really a break, but if you want to go to the washroom, the toilet, you have to literally tell the person who's next to you to cover for you wherever it is that you are working. Because let's say maybe, because everybody has like their own rows, so let's say maybe if you're handling between a row, let's say maybe D line to number 25 to 40, if you're the one who's handling that and your package comes along and it's within that particular line, then the person who's next to you has to pick them for you also and put them for you into the bags. Now, if you do not get someone, or if your colleague refuses to do that for you, then you cannot go to the washroom. So sometimes there used to be so many packages that are coming along, and it would just be so busy, so you cannot even go to the washroom. Let me tell you, let's say maybe if your shift is all the way from 4 a.m. all the way to maybe, let's say the break is like at 6:30 there, guys, because when you enter, you're first with the people from night shift, because there used to be people from night shift, then there's people for day shift. So when you enter in the morning, you're still going to be people from night shift. Then at around over there, is it 6 o'clock, 6:30, people from night shift are now going back home. Then now people from day shift, now you continue. So at that time, if you don't get somebody to hold for you wherever you are, or even maybe go, even if you just spot a supervisor and you tell them, I want to take a break to go to the washroom, my friend, you're not going to be going anywhere. And best believe, if at all you are on your period and if you have a heavy flow, my goodness, I don't even know what you're going to do, because sometimes you would just even be refused to go to the washroom because they'll tell you like your line is lagging, and you lagging is going to make the entire facility lag. So there is no way you're going to be going to the washroom. So woe unto you if at all you're on your period and or you have like a running stomach. Because I don't even know how you're going to survive on that day for work, because you literally have to be there and ensure that all your tasks are done. So you can't even literally go to the washroom, and at times by the way, it's such a serious concern. Like you literally just need to go and pee, or you know, to change, or it was crazy. It was literally crazy. And then another thing which I forgot to tell you guys is, if you are a student and you are working in Amazon, ensure you tell them from day one that you are a student. Okay, besides your BRP will show that you're a student, but you need to remind them, especially when they are giving you shifts. So if they are giving you the shifts, you need to remind them that you're a student, you only have 20 hours of work per week, because most of the times, if it's so busy, you're going to be getting that you're getting I don't know how many shifts in a day, and they're going to bypass the number of hours which you are required to work under your visa. So it is upon you, because then they won't care, they will literally just give you the shifts. So it is upon you to know how many hours of work are you allowed to work. And if they give you more than, you need to remind them and tell them you are a student, you only allowed this number of hours to work, otherwise you're going to be flagged by home office, because all the payments and everything has to pass through your NI, your national insurance number. So if it goes above that, my friend, you can even lose your visa. So you need to be also very, very careful about that, and always let them know and remind them of your number of hours to work. So in my experience, if I would ever want to recommend a job, Amazon would definitely not be even on the list at all. But the money was good. That's the thing. The money was okay. But was it really worth it? I don't think it was worth it. Come and think about it. Because first of all, your body is on fire like literally on fire. Like these casual jobs are literally something that, you know, it teaches you so much resilience. That's one thing. It teaches you to appreciate each and every person's job, no matter what it is. You literally appreciate their jobs, but at the same time you need to handle people with so much humility and grace, because those two were not there at all. I even remember there was even someone who was sick in the warehouse, and they literally told this person that you literally cannot go home because you have to continue working. And I was just like, "Kai, where is the humanity in this institution?" So that's just my experience and working in Amazon, and best believe I would never want to work there. But usually I know every time if I'm ordering something from Amazon and I just know exactly, I was like, I know exactly where this package came from because I have worked in it. I understand how they did the fulfillment, but how they treated their employees, very sad, very sad. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have had similar experiences like this in working in such institutions, how did you feel and how did you remove yourself from this kind of situation? And I think another video which I'm going to be doing is now working in the next place which I worked in after I worked in Amazon, and my experience in working in that place and the lessons that I learned from all these things. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. In case you have not subscribed to my channel, please ensure that you have subscribed. Put on your notification bell so that every time I upload, you are one of the first people to be notified. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.